Alright, guys, so today I want to go ahead and break down this offsides yesterday. I'm not being the Chiefs about this. Obviously, it happened. I'm not upset that it happened. If it is an offsides penalty, it is. I don't really care at this point. But I want to go ahead and check this out to see if Trey Hendrickson actually messed up or if this was a bad call, right? Just breaking this down. At the end of the day, the game's over. We won. Doesn't matter. But I want to see, what was this actual call and was it correctly or not. So let's go ahead and break this down. So starting off right away, this was a second down and 10 play. If you are new and you did not see the play, pretty much what happens is there's 6:36 to go in this game. The score is 17-17. The Cincinnati Bengals just scored a touchdown to tie the game up at 17 apiece. Well, Nick Mullins is going to look to his right-hand side here, and it's going to be a pick six by Jermaine Pratt. That would put us up 24-17 with 6 to go in the game. We would have all the momentum. It would be absolutely insane. Now, of course, there is an offsides penalty. And I would say, watching it live, you kind of get this reaction of like, oh, that's not offsides. And even the announcers were like, that's kind of wishy-washy. But because now with replay, we can actually break this down and slow this down. We can see exactly what happened. So first off, what you're going to look for here is the guy on the top of your screen. So this guy right here where my mouse pointer is, this is Trey Hendrickson. Now, according to the ref, he jumps beyond this gray line you see right here. Before, you see the ball right there? Before that ball is snapped, he jumps offsides. So he goes past this line before this ball is snapped to the quarterback. So we're going to see if this is actually offsides or not. It's a very close call. You can see right here already, ball's not snapped. He's already getting up and moving. So, question now is his helmet over the line? And honestly, it looks like it is. It does look like it is. That's offsides. Wow, that was actually, let's see it again. So, ball snapped. That snapped. This is when at this point, ball is snapped, but it has to be out of the hand of the center. Well, no, I don't think it has to be out of the hand of the center. It just has to be hiked. Okay. Yeah. That's, hey, listen. Watching it live, I had the opinion like I don't know if this is actually offsides or not, or if this isn't, or this isn't offsides. But the ball snapped right there, right? I mean, even here, even when the ball before it's even gone there. And you can see, I mean, Trey Hendrickson obviously gets a way quicker when it comes to a little bit of a snap count here. I mean, every other defensive lineman is still kind of in their adjustments. The wide receivers aren't even moving. Trey Hendrickson's already bull rushing. Not bull rushing, but this man's already going straight for the quarterback. And obviously, this play ends up being that, Dawsall cannot contain him. It ends up being a pick, and it ends up being a pick six. And this, again, like I said, is a huge momentum factor in this game. And this does get called back to this offsides. And I'll be honest with you. Again, like I said, watching it live, it was so quick. And, you have all this momentum, all this, passion of oh, there's no way. Come on, man, that's bullcrap. But slowing it down, man, he has to be behind this line right here before the ball is snapped. And even before the ball gets snapped, I mean, hang on, let me move this forward a tad bit here. Even before the ball is snapped here, guy moves, right? Now, here's the thing, though. The guy is motioning, right? So that does signify the snap is about to come because it's a motion. But even if it's a motion, the defensive lineman cannot do this. Because this right here, I mean, that's clear as day. Now, obviously, we don't have a top-down shot. We have an angle shot. So you could make the argument, especially because it's not like this either. It's like diagonal. So you could make the argument, well, you can't see from a top-down shot or from a straightforward shot from the sideline. Clearly, that might just be a bad angle we're looking at. And it might be, right? All we can look at is what we can look at here. But from right here, if this is correct, what it looks like, his helmet completely is over that line. Ball has not been snapped yet. This is an offsides. And it sucks too because this play was so great for Jermaine Pratt, but even before the ball leaves the center's hands. So let's see. The ball is still in the center's hands right here. This is Trey Hendrickson. Everyone else is still behind the line. Trey is literally already bull rush. Oh, I keep saying bull rushing. He's automatically going for the quarterback because obviously the job. But it's just like this is before the ball is even snapped. Yeah, man, I hate to say it because I do love Trey. But last week, or that was last week, it was the, last week, yeah. Last week, he ends up getting a roughing the passer call when we have them stopped, the Colts stopped. That ends up going a roughing the passer, 15 yards. They go right down the field, score a touchdown on us. They come back in that Colts game. Obviously, the second half, we really destroyed. And second half in this game, we destroyed. But it's just like, that's back-to-back weeks, man. I love you, Trey. But we got to work on this, man. We got to work on this, communication and no roughing the passer, no unnecessary penalties here. Because this could have cost us the game. This truly could have cost us the game. If it wasn't for, what's his name? Our boy Jake Browning being Jake the Snake. This could cost us the game. Stupid mistakes like this. Now, you could make the argument that this right here, this doesn't get a pick six if he doesn't do this, right? You could also make that argument. You could say, well, first off, yeah, he was offsides, but at the end of the day, it's very close, right? And you hope that the refs maybe just don't call it, which is possible. They have not called offsides in the past. This is nothing new. And you could make the argument, well, what if they don't call this? If they don't call this, right, Trey Hendrickson is the deliberate reason why this ends up being a pick six, okay? He is the number one reason why it's a pick six. Obviously, it's a great play by Jermaine Pratt, but right here, you can see here is that this ends up being a, Dawson is about to get hit, guys get beat, right? Mullins feels the pressure. He has to throw the ball. Right now, because of Trey Hendrickson, he has to get this ball out of his hands. Well, where does he go? Jay Jettis is falling down. Well, this is a blocker. He's not going there. Obviously, it's a screen pass, and he can't go here. Like, these are locked down. So because of this, because of Trey Hendrickson, he has to get the ball out of his hands. He doesn't have the time to make a decision here, obviously. And because, well, yeah. Okay. It is because of Trey Hendrickson, because of the pressure. It's also a lot of the reasons why is because Justin Jefferson fell down. Honestly, now looking at it, I really say Justin Jefferson's the reason why this was a pick six. If Justin Jefferson doesn't fall down on this play and, lose his balance right there, this isn't a pick six because he would have been in position to go for the ball with Jermaine Pratt, and he probably would have gotten it over Jermaine Pratt. But, again, Trey Hendrickson definitely helped out when it comes to the pressure. But, again, like I said, it's just so many, this guy. At the end of the day, what we look at, right? And we have to listen. I am a Bengals fan. I love this team. I love this team more than anything. I'm always going to be pro and biased toward the Bengals, right? I will be. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. That's offsides. And I hate it too because this was such an amazing play. And I was so mad in the moment. And, in the moment, we all have these reactions of like, oh, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened. No, this is offsides. Like, this was a good call by the ref. This was a very big call, and it was a momentum shifter. But, I mean, I don't see any way how this wasn't offsides. Yeah, I mean, that ball is still on the ground right here. This ball is still on the ground, not even snapped. And look at that. The guy's helmet is offsides. His whole head is offsides. If we're going to talk about, the foot offsides for, what's his name? For, Kadarius Toney, then at this point, half his body is pretty much offsides the second the ball is snapped. Now, again, like I said before, I haven't looked too much into the offsides penalty as much as I probably should have. The only way he's not offsides, right? And I know I'm going to comment down below if someone tells me. The only way he wouldn't be offsides, first off, is, and I'm 90% sure, a helmet offsides on either false start or offsides is offsides. The only way I know somebody might tell me is be like, well, no, his foot has to be offsides. His foot has to be offside. Which, again, I can look back into the rule, and if I'm wrong, correct me down below. You guys will. I don't think that's the rule. I think it's any part of your body. So it's your helmet's offsides, you're offsides. You have to be behind the line. And you can see everybody else is behind the line here completely. I mean, really, the only guy who is even... I mean, look how far Trey Hendrickson is forward compared to these other guys. Like, he is on that line. He is scooting that line. He is enjoying that line. And to be honest, if he was back as far as these other guys were right here, I feel like overall wise, when the ball does get hiked, if he was back behind this line, right, as much as these other guys are, when he goes for this rush right here, he would be a tad bit farther back, and he wouldn't be offsides as much. I mean, he would be a little bit, but not as much. I feel like if he would have just kind of took a step back and not pushed himself as forward to the line as possible, it wouldn't have been an offsides. So, again, like I said, just my cup of tea. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely incorrect. And you guys looking at this and you're like, no, Fans Trucks Out, I love you, man. But that is completely wrong. He is not offside. I'm looking at right here. And if that's the case, please explain it down below. Your thought and your reasoning why he's not offsides. Okay? I want to hear at least one person. If you truly believe that watching this clip back and breaking this clip down, that he is not offsides, tell me your reasoning. And I feel like the reasoning is going to be the foot. I just have a feeling. Because that's the only thing that isn't offsides of him. His head, his helmet, his upper body is all offsides before the ball is snapped. That's offsides. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.